Hello friends, welcome to your favorite channel Spoken English and GK. In this video, we will know how many players are there in each team in different sports or games. Let's start the video. How many players are there in a baseball team? Answer is 9 players. How many players are there in a basketball team? Answer 5 players. How many players are there in badminton? It can be play 2 or 1 players. So answer is 1 or 2 players. How many players are there in beach volleyball? Answer 2 players. How many players are there in cricket team? Answer is 11 players. How many players are there in curling game? 4 players. How many players are there in carom? Carom can be play 1 or 2 player. So answer is 1 player or 2 player. How many players are there in chess? Answer 1 player. How many players are there in a football team? 11 players. How many players are there in futsal team? Answer is 5 players. How many players are there in gilli danda game? Answer is 2 or 4 players. How many players are there in hockey team? Answer is 11 players. How many players are there in ice hockey team? Answer 6 players. How many players are there in handball team? 7 players. How many players are there in kabaddi team? Answer 7 players. How many players are there in kho-kho team? 9 players. How many players are there in lacrosse team? Answer is 10 players. How many players are there in netball team? 7 players. How many players are there in polo team? Answer is 4 players. How many players are there in rugby football team? Answer is 15 players. How many players are there in tennis team? Answer 1 or 2 players. Tennis game can be played 1 or 2 players. How many players are there in a table tennis team? Answer 2 or 4 players because it can be played 2 or 4 players. How many players are there in volleyball team? Answer is 6 players. How many players are there in water polo team? 7 players. How many players are there in bridge card game? Answer 2 or 4 players. How many players are there in squash team? Answer is 1 or 2 players because it can be played 1 or 2 players.